Here's a tutorial on how to hack chests and battle loot in Lord of the Rings: The Third Age. So first of all, you want to use a emulator. So you got to play it on your computer. I use Dolphin 5.0, the stable version. And you're going to have to use a memory editor. So I'm going to be using Cheat Engine. To download the latest version, I'm using a pretty old version, but the interface and all the settings should practically be the same anyway. First of all, on Cheat Engine, you want to go to File, Open Process, and select the emulation once you've started up the game and got it all going, like so. Now here in Settings on the right, you want to go over here, go down the left, and go to Debugger Options, no, Scan Settings. And these three boxes here, make sure they're all ticked, especially the bottom one here. It says Mem Mapped. Memory that is mapped into the view of a section. That's the most important one. So make sure they're all ticked. And Windows Debugger, I'm pretty sure that's default anyway, so we're good to go. Now in game, we're going to go hack the first chest over here, which contains that Gondorian scouting shield. So there's two ways to get the codes for the items. One is by searching the string of the item name in Cheat Engine. I'll show that later. And the other method is by finding the address that contains what equipment is selected in the menu. So for that one, what we're going to do is we'll just go here. So battered steel chestplate. The code for it's gas 1, I believe, but we've got to put that in backwards when we're in search. So if I go 1 CsaG, these are all the addresses that contain that string in memory. If we go back and we hover over the battered plate Fauld, for example, if we go back here and see which address changed, see these ones here, they're different. They are ones we can use to show what items we currently have selected in the menu here. So we could just use this one. That'll do. We'll call it equipment selected. Cool. Now, in the first chest here, that shield, the code for that is HhsB. And to hack this chest, we have to scroll down. We have to go to the 4-byte address that start with 2FE, which is down here. So if we just right click on the address that we think we need, right click and go browse this memory region here. Okay, that's not the one we need. This one. So if you have a look at the memory block here, it's got the shield code, the scouting shield, and it's got next to it 3 nuns. Or none, none, none. So each chest has 4 item slots. So for this chest, the first slot's taken with the shield, the rest are empty. So we're going to fill up the other slots with other items. This, and that one. So now we go in the game here and open the chest. See how we add all those items in. It's the correct address. Let's chuck them on. Good, so that's how you hack a chest. Now let's go to this battle over here. And all I have to do is just take note of what drops. Lembas. Lembas is quite an annoying item to find the code of initially because you have many types of Lembas. You've got like Satchel of Lembas, Leaves of Lembas, Lembas in item craft. So You do the same thing. You can just hover over the item in the menu, or since I already know what it is, it's pot 2. I'm just going to skip ahead and type that in the scan bar. Or backwards is 2 top. So one of these addresses here contains the loot address. I already know which one it is. There's 202 addresses that popped up. So initially if you start this, it's going to be a bit tedious finding it, but I already know, so we're just going to shortcut it. And this address always pops up here, right after the 2FE block. See all these addresses here? You want to go to the first one. Usually it's the first. This one here. Pretty certain that's going to be the loot. So I'm just going to double click it, add it to the cheat table, call it loot. So when you have a look at the address here, just right click it and go browse this region. You see how it's empty? Like that's one way of knowing that you're pretty close to the address that you need for the item drops in the loot menu, because all this space here is all for items. And it ends around down like here. Looks like just above that line where the F's are here. So it looks like we have the right address. Well, only way of really knowing that is by doing another battle and modifying that and see if it actually changed anything. Now this chest over here contains that pendant for Idrial. And I'm going to do that first option I said of how to find the code for the item, where you just type the string of its name. So I already know its name, which was the first Age Galadhrim Spirit Warding Pendant. But that name's enough. Any of these will do. So when you right click, browse the memory, here's the name. You want to click one line above here, and that will reveal what the code is for it, the item name. So item underscore sec 1 underscore nm, which is short for name. So here it is. And if you scroll up and down, you can find other items nearby as well. It's all just contained in big blocks, big chunks of memory. You can find a lot of other stuff. You go up and down. But for right now, sec 1, we're going to have to flip that, search it in here, because now we want to hack this chest. Now we have to go to the 2FE section. That's where all the good stuff happens. So it's probably the third one. Browse. Yep. So in this chest, it's got that pendant. It's got pot 1, which is a king's foil, which is not going to be king's foil anymore because it's going to be an Easterling War bow, a Citadel guard cloak, and this one. Go open it up. Yep, it worked. So another handy thing you can do is, say if you don't find the right address, or you find an address that looks like that but it's actually fraudulent, and when you open the chest nothing happens, you can use something called save states. So for example, if you want to do that, you go to the Dolphin menu up here, go on emulation, go save state and select a slot. So I'll select slot 2. So what this does is it saves the state of the game exactly how it is. So if you botch up a memory address or you crash the game or whatever, you can resume right where you left off. So if I just walk around a bit now, if I go back in the menu and I go load state 2, see how it loads me back where I was? So that's very handy, especially when you're trying to learn like certain regions of memory that you're manipulating, because if you screw stuff up, instead of crashing the game and reloading it and getting back to where you were, you can just load the state and be exactly where you left off. Very handy. So now we're going to go over here and do the second fight, just to make sure that the address loot is correct. get rid of them. Yeah, I'm just going to pause that emulation there. You don't have to do it this late. You could just do it as soon as the fight begins or when you kill an enemy. I'm just going to pause it so I have enough time to manipulate the treasure. So in this fight, see how now we've got a Lembas, a 2 top, and another item here, 5 top, which is probably like Old Toby or something. So if we change those, you have to change this before the battle ends. So before they do that little animation at the end where they swing their sword or whatever, you just have to change the items before it crosses over to the level up screen. So if I put in this item and this, yep, that's the right address because we got these items. Berethor, that shield, that bronze one, and a ring for him. Very strong ring. Yep, so there you have it. That's how you unlock, change and manipulate the addresses for loot and chests. If you followed that guide, you probably have no problem getting it. So now that you've done that, what you can do is go to Cheat Engine here and go Save As. You want to save the table here of these addresses that we just found. So just save it as Dooth. So now we've got this cheat table saved and we can open it up in Cheat Engine whenever you start the emulation again, or if you're opening up Cheat Engine again, you can pick up from where you saved the addresses last and you can just go to File, Load, and load that table back up here and I'll have the addresses pop up. Because with Dolphin, the addresses that get loaded from the dynamic library, it's different every time. So these addresses here might not be the same when you reboot the game or that. But save it anyway. You might get lucky. It might be the same address. Just saves you trying to find the new address in the new region of memory that it boots up in. So yeah, that's about all. I'll list in the description the codes for each of the missing items, so it's easier for you guys to put in. Thanks for watching and good luck with it.